Here comes the nasty gram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nasty Gram RPG podcast. This is Wings of Kani, episode 13, Outsider.
Feeling it too hard is the poison to the heart of a cynic.
Black fades to gray. Lightning strikes and illuminates a sleek prototype TIE advanced fighter rising through the clouds. Like a spear, the TIE breaches the atmosphere. The camera flips to look upon a shining city perched on an impossible cliff. Text in the lower third of the screen reads, Theed, capital city of Naboo. Lightning strikes again, and the scene changes. It's day, and the royal palace of Naboo is no longer perched atop the landscape, rather in a heap along with much of the surrounding buildings. Still more of the city falls. A ship passes the screen, and we follow it. It's the Wandering Star. A voice comes over the comms. Theed to Wandering Star, you're cleared to land. General Gallo is expecting you. We follow the Wandering Star as it approaches a welcome sight. An Imperial light cruiser, the Oracle, rests in a great lake before you. Blue, almost ethereal bubbles dot the landscape around the lake. Fires can be seen in the distance as the hills are barren and blackened. The ground seems to still be falling. You pull down the Wandering Star on the shore of this lake. A legion of figures stands and awaits your arrival. Coming in on the boom by lakeside.
A lovely sight. The Oracle again. Glad we found it.
Strange to see it planet-side again.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not still in orbit.
They're hiding.
Or they have suffered some type of damage. You can see Zeta kind of at the ship's scanners. He's kind of, his fingers are flitting about. He's obviously taking notes on the area and what other ships are nearby.
Speaking of damage, Zeta, how are you feeling?
Sustained.
San just kind of nods.
Zeta, give me an assess.
D20, right?
Any sign of the resilience of the Void Dancer?
10.
There are, hearing Reja's request, you search for other ships in the area. The only ones you detect are from behind you in the capital city of Theed. There are mostly small craft. Ahead of you, all you detect on the sensor is the Oracle, the Imperial light cruiser. You're also getting energy signatures. These bubbles around the lake, you can actually see that they're homes or structures that have been built on the shores of the lake.
Negative.
You
Only
get
the Inquisitor.
You only get you get 3 questions. Inquisitor.
Oracle.
Oracle.
Whoa.
Yikes. Yikes. Problem with the programming.
Spoiler.
Who or what is in control here, and what potential complication do I need to be wary of?
Who or what is in let's do the second one first. What you need to be wary of, there seems to have been and is continuing natural disasters. You see wildfires out in the distance. You see the shores of this lake are actually like flooded, and there looks like there's trees in 100 meters, 150, 200 meters, trees that are broken down and pushed down like there was great flooding in this area. Who or what is in control here? There is a group, looks like maybe 24 figures that are standing outside the landing zone when you arrive.
And I guess for the third one, is there anything that I noticed despite an effort to conceal it?
You notice you turn your sensors back towards behind you, and you're trying to get some scans of the capital city. It seems like they have some radar jamming ability, but you can see installations on sort of throughout the forests and cliffs that lie between this lake and the city.
Okay.
Are there any like local ships or like local like traffic control or anything like that?
You were alerted by a tower in Theed, granting you access to land outside this lake.
Okay. Do we see like just commercial personal ships, anything like
over the city, maybe a couple of aerial craft, but out here in this area, you do see vehicles, but they are in the water.
Okay. All right. So even though like the city is sort of ruined,
yeah,
but like it's still alive. Like there's still people living there and stuff. Okay.
Still things coming and going. There's movement. Same thing out in this area. Mostly watercraft out here, but there are land vehicles. You can see them milling about, going to and from into the it's dense jungle out here and hills and mountains.
What happened to this planet, this city?
Another victim of endless war, I would assume. Maybe they can tell us more. I point at the group of people waiting for us.
Let's hope they're friendly.
It would seem that planetary destruction is a growing trend among you.
For millennia, the Takani lived in peace, in communion with their homeworld of Kani. The galactic civil war forced the Takani to leave their home. Together with the Kida and the 11 synthetic Venko, the denizens of Kani and their fleet gather unlikely allies in their search for a new home.
Welcome back to the Nastygram RPG podcast. My name is Devin, and you some people think we're gonna die.
Hey everyone, Dan here playing Zeta the Slicer and Cannibal. Yeah, why not?
Diablerizer.
Ooh, I prefer that.
2 arcs in a row.
Yeah. Hey folks, it's John. I am playing Rish Kantari, the Gearhead, and S3RV0, the astromech droid.
Hey, it's Jake playing San Tavar, the guy. The guy.
The good guy?
Yeah, sure.
And as the lift touches the ground, a spectacular looking Gungan steps forward. Hey, my name is Matt.
Hey,
Sorry. That was my intro for the player introduction.
Hey, my name is Matt. I will be playing General Popo Gallo.
Fuck you. General Popo.
General Popo.
Writing that one down.
And about 20 or so Gungan soldiers standing behind him.
General Gallo, I presume.
Yes. Welcome to Naboo.
Thanks.
And you are?
I'm Rish Kantari. This is Zeta. And over there is San.
I nod to you.
We are members of the fleet.
Oh yeah, and S3.
General, thank you for allowing us to land. That ship down there, the Oracle, well, we've been looking for it for a long time. We were cut off from it, unfortunately, and it took us a long time to come here.
Well, it's good you're here. You are a strange group.
Well,
Speak for yourself.
if you're familiar with the Oracle, then the two of them probably aren't that strange to you.
No.
What has transpired on your planet?
When?
He gestures like you see his hand kind of raised to the fires in the distance.
Well, natural disasters. They have ravaged the planet. The land, fires, burn. the water, sea rise, storms, lots of destruction.
And this is natural.
As far as we know, yes.
Well, we would like to make audience with the Oracle, the crew, meet with the council, if that is possible.
It is. We can show you the way. We should know. One of, and he'll point to Rij, one like you. He went to the city.
There are some like me, yes.
It's Viceroy.
Dosh.
Yes, the Viceroy Dosh.
He went to the city recently.
A few days. Been a long time. Come. I take you.
As we're walking and we kind of fall in line, Zeta asks, kind of between the two of you, do you think the natural disasters here are similar to the ones in Dodori 6?
By that, you mean not natural.
That is correct.
I think they're probably related.
With enough energy, like from a weapon of a Star Destroyer or mini Star Destroyers, you don't know what can happen to the atmosphere or to the environment that can cause these kinds of things.
It could be some sort of weapon, or it could be the same sort of installation that we found on Dodori 6. That seemed to be terraforming the planet. It's possible that a similar metamorphosis is occurring here.
True.
To what end? What would the goal of that be?
The Kani are looking for a new world, one that fits their requirements.
They are.
They may have decided to build one.
I don't think they had that technology. And if they had, they would have used it in Dodori 6.
Well, it's possible that the Takani we know didn't have it, but remember, there were locals on Dodori 6. We saw other Takani,
We did.
and I've been giving it a lot of thought. I don't think it's a coincidence that our fleet ended up at another planet that happened to have Takani on it. I think someone within our fleet already knew it would be there and directed us there.
The way the Takani commune with the planet, if that memory, a memory of a long-lost tribe from another planet, lived as a shadow within their consciousness, it could be very well possible they could find it. But that, nothing of the sort has ever, at least not known to me. But they can be secretive, the Takani.
It's an interesting idea. An ancestral memory. Something that draws you to it without you even being aware.
You would call it the Force.
I would. I look at Zeta.
His eyes are like on the path ahead. He doesn't look to you. He's kind of studying the surrounding area.
You're gliding across this lake now. The wandering star, you can just land it in the water and it starts.
It's amphibious.
It is amphibious. Special quality of the deep water class
right.
light transport.
See my post on Facebook if you're at all interested.
And you are being escorted by another watercraft that do you go with them aboard your ship, or do you go with your squad?
Unless they invite me on their ship, I probably go with the squad.
Let's say you go with your squad for now. But a bay is open as this ship floats. Immense ship. And as you get closer, that side of the ship becomes a wall in front of you. And you float into one of the hangar bays. Both of you. There are lights on. There are people working. Kata, Takani, humans, Gungans.
It's good to be home.
Home. Yes.
Many of them turn and see the wandering star and start talking amongst each other, pointing.
Home was the Void Dancer. Where that is. I'm concerned.
I'd like to remind you both of what we discussed regarding the traitor in our fleet.
Between us, yes.
At least until we can get more information. I have a feeling whoever fired that weapon under Dory 6 knew it was going to be there before we arrived. If that's the case, it's possible that our traitor is in league with the Empire.
To what end?
Personal power.
To deliver the fleet in all of its glory to some crackpot warlord in some sector. Get a medal pinned on him.
The fleet is not a military asset.
No, but it has resources.
And we've seen what you can do. They've seen what you can do. I still have my suspicions that the whole intention of this may be far more sinister than we think. Cloning technology, to simplify the term, that is used to create your kind, would be quite valuable to the Empire. Imagine not only an army of soldiers, but perhaps a vassal to return the Emperor himself.
Do you think that the Empire is established still, enough to maintain this sort of concerted effort?
The rats went in their holes, but they are still there.
The Empire will always exist. In a way, it must. It is one side. It is the darkness against the light. They must remain in balance. The Empire will never cease to exist. It may have different names over time. But, much like the Force, it will always be around you.
Zeta doesn't say anything. Sometimes you wonder if he even is listening to you, but you know,
those solid eyes with no pupils, like you don't know where he's looking.
But you've probably traveled with him enough to know that generally he is always listening, but he only really speaks if he has either a question or he doesn't often kind of like extrapolate.
Yeah.
And he's not an active listener. He's not like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Rij lights up a death stick as the Wandering Star pulls into a bay and lands.
The plastisteel, that viewport on the front of the ship actually opens up and allows you to step out. The general, you see, gets out from the other ship along with a couple of other guards.
Devin, is Naboo a core planet?
Naboo is in the mid-rim.
The mid-rim?
Close to the outer rim. It's sort of out there. Give me spout lore, if there's a spout lore move.
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me spout lore.
Never rolled it. I mean, I assume it must be...
It's a class ability for B poets.
Kani?
Probably Kani.
It must be
Yeah,
Kani.
Kani.
Yep.
Yeah, it must be.
Holy.
Oh, my God.
Boxcars, that's 13.
I'll give you, what do you normally get? Three piece of useful information.
On a 10 plus, the GM will tell you something interesting and useful about the subject.
Give me any question you'd like and I'll answer it truthfully.
I like that stipulation.
Are you like into me?
Oh boy!
I'm gonna write you a
Do
nasty
you want to
gram.
take this to the next level?
Yeah, I'm gonna write you a nasty gram with my answer on it.
I know because you told me already that this is the Emperor's home world.
Naboo is the homeworld of Senator then Emperor Palpatine.
Okay. If that's kind of common knowledge, is this a place that a lot of Dark Jedi would come to almost as like a pilgrimage, or maybe Sith or Inquisitors or anything? Like,
No, this place is not particularly powerful in the Force, but it is in terms of like culture and politics.
okay,
It is a very significant place especially considering how far away from the core worlds it is. And you do know that there, as Emperor Palpatine existed, there will always be people that support him from his home world. At least
Okay.
that's what you've experienced.
Would you say that it is Empire leaning? The humans?
No, not since the end of the Galactic Civil War. Naboo actually threw off the Empire and are enjoying their seat in the New Republic.
Okay. I just say, after the death of the Emperor, Naboo was one of the first to turn coat. There are many that felt a loyalty or perhaps just admiration for the fact that the Emperor came from their homeworld, but once he was out of the picture, it didn't take long for them to throw off the Empire. That may be why the fleet came here. It's generally a safe haven. The Gungan, however, from what I understand, they're rather insular. They don't get too involved in politics of the galaxy. A simple people.
They are smart.
I'm arrogant.
More like it. Getting involved. Well, getting involved is what happened at New Tauros. And we all know how that story ended.
Perhaps we'll see that in an intro scene soon.
Oh!
It is likely they will need to make their presence felt. Otherwise, their planet will be destroyed.
I think in this post-imperial world, galaxy, the best way to remain safe is to be unremarkable. Have nothing worth fighting over.
That would suggest that humans don't have greed.
Quite the contrary. What I'm saying is that if your planet doesn't have anything worth taking, the Empire and the Republic will stay away.
Doubtful.
Resources are thin on both sides of the war. They're not going to waste their time or resources on something that's not going to return on their investment.
If it wasn't for all the disasters, this planet would seem like, well, quite the bread belt. There's forests and lakes.
That's true. Perhaps these disasters are a blessing in a way.
General Gallo, appreciate the escort.
You're so welcome.
You're very welcoming to outsiders to let the Oracle land here.
This is not my choice. Bob, we make a deal.
Oh?
Hmm?
And what's the deal?
We Sagungan take responsibility for you and Ship.
In return?
Favors?
Hmm.
The humans, they no want you.
No surprise there.
That's why you here and not in city. Nobody go.
Is it dangerous, the city?
I don't go. You must be invited. The Queen, she sends invite like Viceroy. First long time.
Curious.
Have you seen the rest of our fleet?
No, we stay here.
It would appear that the human cities on Naboo are not doing very well.
No,
Do the
better than Otogongo. There's no more.
The Gungan city is gone?
Hmm?
I'm sorry.
We do. Not everything. But come, I take you bridge. I must part the deal. I have to guard you. No weapon. He holds up his hands. You don't see. He's got like a couple of like fancy ornamental daggers on his belt, and you can see probably like a little bulge of a holdout pistol that he has.
Ooh.
But like,
Keep going.
he's not-
Describe what you look
Say
like.
more. Say more.
Little Gungan bulge.
Describe what
Describe that
General Gola looks like.
Now that you guys are on this ship, he's sort of like taken off some of his like his outer garb. You know, he's tall, close to 7 feet. Dark brown skin, but he has in artificial light, you can now see that he has what almost looks like vitiligo. He's got these like white splotches on his skin, but it only shows up under like artificial.
Light,
in
yeah.
daylight.
Cool.
Yeah, it's completely. He looks like a solid color. He has several like long tentacular,
Whiskers.
whisker-like appendages coming off of his bill. I guess they have.
Yeah, they got like a platypus
Yeah.
bill.
Yeah. He has large ear flaps with several piercings in them, but you can see that some of his flaps, there's scar tissue and there's pieces missing. He's older. You can definitely tell he's probably, I don't know if you guys have any experience in seeing Gungans before, but he definitely looks older than a lot of the
other like
the troops
Yeah.
that he has with him. He definitely has like an air of authority around him.
Are they more like tadpole-like? The other?
Yeah, they quite haven't. Their heads are still a little more bulbous.
Big eyes.
Yeah, still a little vestigial tail that wiggles every once in a while. Like, do you think it's a tail?
As we're walking, I say, General Gallo, has the Imperial presence been completely removed from Naboo? Have the garrisons all been taken?
Some destroyed. Not all. Not much Imperial anymore. But again, inside Theed, I don't know.
Well, from what I understand, Theed should be New Republic now.
It is human. As best I can say.
Doesn't matter to you whether they wear red or white.
They're blue or green. They stick out.
Devin, the seat of the New Republic, is it in Coruscant?
Nerds?
Nerds?
I
Nerds?
believe it's
I think
still
so.
in Coruscant. Yeah.
That's where the Senate is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right?
probably.
I presume so. So this is still a ways away from the seat of the New Republic's power.
Yep.
Okay.
I say, well, now I understand why the Gungans and the Takani get along. They have the same philosophy.
Hosnian Prime, apparently, is the new Republic capital.
Bosnian There's the Star Wars galaxy map right there.
It's not my capital.
Hashtag.
Nice capital you got there. It'd be a shame if someone.
Oh, God.
Starkiller based it. Sorry.
We won't cut that. That's good stuff.
You had said that the humans and
Oh, I
or
said the
Takani and
Takani have the
Gungans-
same philosophy about whatever. They don't want to be part of either.
Yep.
Yes, Inkatum is good. Better than most.
Are we walking through the ship now?
Yeah.
You are.
Yep.
Couldn't find a good time to tell you.
Does it look like it's undergoing like heavy repairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Structural repairs.
We were bringing the hyperdrive for this ship, right?
You're bringing the hyperdrive for the
space station,
The
right?
space station.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, they don't need it.
Nope, they don't.
It looks like this, even from the outside, there's damage done to the Oracle.
Got it.
A lot of exterior damage. And as you're walking through, you can actually see, maybe you walk past, you see an engineering section that there's a lot of work going on there, people coming and going. But they see you and they recognize you, and they some of them pat you on the back.
Where would we be heading?
I'll just tell you, as you walk around, neither Viceroy Dosh, who you know is on Naboo, is here, nor is Aspect Inkatum. You do see, though, there are, in one of the medical sections, there's again, one of those pods, like the Genesis pods, and you see a large Takani inside of it, and the pod is closed. Seems to be things on the screen, things happening.
And it does look like the ship is being repaired, not being stripped, right?
Repaired.
Okay.
A lot of familiar faces.
Yep.
And they all talk to you, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Do that. I don't want to do
Belabor
that role
that.
play. Yeah.
Aspect Inkatum is one of the counselors.
Yes. Aspect of Inca.
Inca.
one of the leaders of the Takani.
Which god is that?
The sun.
Son.
3 parts of the Great Spirit.
But he's not here.
No.
Gallo. You say, aspect incatum. You met him?
Once or twice, yes. Dosh, he's the liaison. He's most face.
Great. The aspect, are they here on the ship?
I don't think so.
Son, you look out the viewport. You can see off in the distance, there's these hills that surround the lake. And up on top, you can see this great figure sort of cutting a shadow. This great quadrupedal reptilian form. You know it's Incatum.
I point out the view screen.
Oh, back into nature. Enjoying the sun.
The Takani must be thrilled to be on solid ground.
It's been long travel. Yes?
Yes.
Well, is that who would be like in charge of the ship?
Yeah, the leader of the ship, quote unquote, is Incatum, and you know another aspect, Poalok. Aspect of Po. And you believe it is Poalok that's in that chamber.
And what aspect of there?
Aspect of Po, the rain. Aspect of Olok was lost on the journey. The earth.
Were they on the Hyphae?
No.
Okay.
They disappeared on a remote planet shortly before San joined the fleet.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't mention that? Sorry.
Can anyone look more guilty than Jake right now?
He's a good guy. I'm going to amend what I said before. As you're walking through the ship, there are no Takani on the ship. Kita, humans, Gungans. And as you look out, you can see almost twinkling the ground along that ridge. You can see other forms of Takani basking in the sun.
I make my way to an airlock.
Sure.
To get off the ship. And as we're walking, I say, General Gallo, how long has the Oracle been here?
Elaborate hand signals.
610 years.
Days?
8 days.
8. Oh.
They've been here 8 days.
They sub in here 8 days. Will take much longer to repair.
Yes, it looks like it. Did they warn you that they may be pursued? I know you mentioned that your job was to guard. What are you guarding them from?
Translation. Guard? No. Watch. Probably better.
Protect.
Responsible.
I see.
Stand in defense.
If you cause problems, it's bad for us.
I understand.
Would cause no problems for you.
You see Zeta look at you and then turns back and looks out the airlock.
You saw no problem. Me big problem.
You can head back to the, you make your way back towards the hangar bay where the Wandering Star is. And that's where you're going. You make your way back to the hangar bay. Wandering Star is there, that Gungan ship. There's some guards that are standing next to the, do you have a name for that, your vessel? Little waterbound vehicle?
No.
Standard issue Gungan waterbound vessel.
Go fast boat.
Go fast boat. The Zuma, they call it.
This ship is unique.
It's a Mon Calamari design.
It's Galdo and I's ship.
You saw own it.
Yeah.
You saw take it in the water.
It can go underwater, yeah.
Fancy.
Why do you ask?
It's unique here. You see everything we have. Nothing that goes down anymore.
Anymore?
Yes. When we lost Otogunga,
It was underwater.
the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's where we live. We
Yeah.
grew all our home
and it was destroyed.
by the tides. Same time the fires.
When did this begin?
A few years after Clone Wars.
I am sorry for your loss.
Like a Hallmark sympathy card right there.
The Gungans, they lost their home, much like we did. But yet you stayed on this planet.
We had no choice.
But if you did have a choice, there are planets with vast oceans. Galdo, he comes from Monkal. It's an ocean planet. And they have underwater facilities, housing, research. He's told me all about it.
The Hagu.
Hagu.
No, the Hagu. They have a goo.
They have a goo.
No. It's unique for Naboo. That's what we use. That's where Gungans get their power. That's how we grow.
I see.
Is that the energy source that Gungans?
The balls?
Yeah, it's just called fucking goo. Of
course.
Super
Awesome.
Awesome.
I'm so happy
thing
you've
that
done your research.
Yeah. I gotta go get my goo.
You've looked into the in-depth, nuanced.
This is Matt's way
background.
of destroying a Star Wars game because he's a Star Trek fan.
by being as,
Hey, listen,
as
I'm just-
honest about it as possible.
I'm just
love
reading
it.
you guys facts.
I
I mean,
love
I
it.
don't know.
I love it.
We asked for it.
Yeah, it's so fucking good.
I think we specifically asked for it.
I asked. I asked for it.
This our world. We were here before them. Pointing at Son.
Typical for the humans to come in and take over what is not theirs.
It's not like you though. Refugees. They come looking for a new world. Safe place. They find it here.
Are the Takani like within walking distance, or do we need to take the ship?
Yeah, you could take the craft out to the edge of the lake
Okay.
and then walk.
I say, would you like to come aboard the Wandering Star?
Oh, yes.
Let's fly out to that ridge and see if we can talk to Polok.
Inca.
Inca 2.
A couple of Gungan guards sort of take a eager step towards you and look at you.
No, you stay.
Always to stay. Okay, bossa. They leave.
How many Gungan are left?
Here.
Yeah.
Couple hundred. Others. Many villages. Or lakes now. No more deep water.
Those are the buildings that we've seen built on the water? Those are your homes?
It's grow, yes.
But they used to be underwater.
A time, yes.
And the
We don't know.
tides.
We don't have the power. The goo.
It's gone.
Inaccessible.
It's in the deep water then.
The mines. When we lost Otogunga. No.
No more goo. Takes a huge drag of his death stick.
Shit.
Come. The problem is a Gunga, not yours now.
Well, you provided hospitality. I'm sure our fleet can repay in some way.
So look around your beat up ship. There's some way.
The problems of all of our races are connected, much like the Force. We share all of these plights in these troubling times. I have a feeling that what keeps you away from your goo is the same thing that troubles our fleet.
You son not have ships that go underwater?
No, but what
Well, we do.
caused this catastrophe in the first place? These tides. I don't think it was natural. We've seen something like this on other planets. Devices that alter the very nature of the world?
They are hyperspace particles. They destabilize regular matter. If the Empire was experimenting with them on Dodori 6, it is possible they were using them here as well.
You think they built a weapon that destroyed the planet?
Under Dory 6, we know they did that. Here, mere speculation.
Point of order, we did find a list of planets where the same experiment was going on, didn't we? And wasn't...
No.
Not a project.
You know that
name.
there were other sites, other Outer Rim testing sites. What you did find was a list of planets with potential for calamite.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Naboo was one of them.
No.
No. Okay.
Dodori 6 was one of them. Specifically the ring outside
Yeah.
Dodori
Right.
6.
So the
Or
only...
Dodori 6 and then the Orda Ibana as
Okay.
well.
All right. So, okay, we had no... The only connection to Naboo is that the other Venko told us about it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The real question is, why did they come here?
Well, let's go ask. And I go to the cargo bay door and pop it open and walk out onto this hill.
It's at the base of this hill. It's idyllic. It's beautiful. You can't see the wildfires. The smoke is way off in the distance. You just see the clean sky, the clear sky above you. And up atop this hill, fairly steep, but standing atop, you can see hundreds of Takani, all humanoid shape, but their features are asymmetrical, natural. As they get older, they develop more of those natural, plant-like qualities, whereas the younger ones are still about vaguely humanoid, almost amorphous some points. And standing among them is this great regal figure, this four-legged reptilian Takani. And he turns its head towards you. You can see his big crest that almost blocks out the sun for a moment. It casts a long shadow.
Aspect. It is good to see you again.
I am grateful that you had found us. I knew it would be so when the young Venko stayed behind. His trust of you was not ill-placed.
Yes, the Venku's sacrifice was fortunate for the entire fleet.
Its head turns towards Zeta, and Inkatum just looks at you, just locks eyes, turns back to the others.
Quite impressive, in fact, that it would give itself for the greater good.
The Venko have shown us many things. Their sacrifices and works further us all. We are sad to see so many of them gone.
How many are missing or destroyed?
Turns to look at you once again. This time it feels grim.
Only 7 Venko remain, including yourself. 4 were destroyed aboard the Haife.
Have you been able to find any calamite resources?
The Void Dancer is exploring nearby systems.
What happened to the Oracle?
The Oracle sustained damage in the orbit of Orda Ibana. A pirate fleet attacked us. We fled. With the assistance of the Resilience and their fighters, we made it to Naboo.
The resilience?
The Resilience is gone. Fled. A promise to return they left with me.
Why run?
Was it you? I do not know.
Then the fleet is truly scattered. And the smaller ships?
We retained some small fighter craft. Most are gone.
Well, I suppose on that we do have some good news. A new addition to the fleet.
Turns and looks at the Gungan.
You said no me.
No, Imperial defectors.
Stands up straight.
A strike-class cruiser called the Guillotine.
They're in orbit of Dodori 6, licking their wounds.
Awaiting our word.
Are you certain they will aid us?
They are. Rege kind of gives a slight nod to the aspect.
They already have aided us.
As we have them.
I trust the commander that we put in charge. I trust her motivations. And she wants the same thing that we want. Security.
And
Community.
safety for her people.
Yes.
I trust your judgment, Counselor, as well as yours.
Looks at the rest of the group. Even the Gungan.
What will you do now?
What happened to the High Fae?
The High Fae was destroyed. One moment it was there, the next moment it was not.
Imperials?
A weapon. Something from the surface of Dodori 6. We fled as quick as we could. We dared not stay behind to meet the same fate.
Did you go planetside on Dodori 6?
Some. The Void Dancer sent a team.
Zeta stays very still.
Did the Oracle send a team?
We did, when we first arrived at the planet. We found that the biome of the planet was not suitable for us to survive. It took time for us to notice, but the atmosphere, it was toxic. Changes in the earth had poisoned it. We could not stay. The Void Dancer, the Kita, and the Venko, they benefited much from the rich asteroid field around the planet. I mourn for their loss.
What are our current goals?
After repairs are done to the ship,
He looks around. They look around, all the other Takani.
I wish to find them a home. I do not yet know where that is. They yearn for the soil, and yet I cannot give it to them.
I kind of shake my head and I say, with the destruction of the High Fae, food stocks must be limited. We're running out of time, aren't we?
Yes.
And is this all of them?
No. I believe some have left. They feel the soil beneath them, become one with it. I cannot fault them for their freedom.
Then this is all that remains of the Takani.
Looks around and looks at you.
And the Viceroy, making inroads with the humans.
The Viceroy assured me that he would ensure our presence here was...
Acceptable.
Yes.
So just so I'm clear, out of game, the Void
Dancer.
is pretty much all Kita. Like there's no Takani on board that
Kita,
ship.
Venko, maybe some
Maybe a
Takani,
couple.
if they all work together. There are Kita aboard the Oracle.
Right. The Kita are kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
But the Void Dancer is mostly a Kita ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other ship that is said it would come back was the Resilience, and that was originally a rebel ship.
The Resilience is a
So that's kind of a
Civil
mix.
War era rebel fighter ship.
So probably a mix of humans and like other traditional Star Wars races.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have gone off after the battle at Ord Ibana. They said they would return, but
Okay.
they left.
Cool. Well, if there's anything we can do to help to speed up repairs, let us know. But in the meantime, I would like to speak to the members of the Oracle ship that went down to Dodori 6. See if they have any insight into What happened there?
I will gather them for you, Counselor,
They look around again.
but not now. Let them bask in the last of the sun.
The other away team was on the Void Dancer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A couple small craft from the fleet were sent down to
Yep.
investigate.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that the atmosphere of Dodori 6 had been poisoned, perhaps by the same weapon used to destroy the High Fae.
Perhaps the same type of weapon could have forced our exodus from Kani.
Yes. It's quite insidious, but it is a popular tactic among the Empire to make places uninhabitable. Inkatum,
Or aspect.
some of your people are some of the best biologists that I've ever met. I wonder if perhaps you could run some samples of atmosphere. Compare readings from Dodori 6, from Kani, and from this world. General Gallo here has told us of the natural disasters that plague his planet, and I wonder if that too could be connected.
Inkatum turns, and there's another Takani that walks up to you. I will go aboard the ship and copy atmospheric readings, and turns and stands next to you. The aspect nods.
For now, Counselor, please let our hosts know how grateful we are for their hospitality.
And looks to the Gungan, the general.
General bows.
The aspect turns and faces the sunlight once more.
Well, General Gallo, we are in your debt, I suppose, for providing us safe haven.
It's not me. The people. Or the Gungan.
What sort of... How does it work, your decision-making?
We should have a boss. She the ruler?
Just call the boss. Gee, fuck you, George Lucas. Fuck you.
Her son name Boss Leona. She's been the boss since the war. Whose is this viceroy anyway? If the Inkatum is your leader, why the viceroy go to the queen?
Inkatum is just one of the leaders of the Takani. Viceroy Dosh, he was the leader of the Kita. He appointed. He ran New Toros. He ruled over the Kita and handed us over to the Imperials.
So he's your boss.
He's not my boss.
It's okay.
Do you plan to rebuild?
We should try to grow back.
I would recommend removing all humans from your planet.
Solid plan.
Maybe just one?
Misa think it's too late for that. But if you think this weapon is on the planet, maybe they kill themselves along with us. That's the only difference. They can leave. Like you.
Yeah.
The readings or scanning systems aboard the Oracle should tell us more. I
Well-
will report to you when we have results.
This energy source of yours, what did you call it?
We should call it goo.
Goo. It,
Fuck you, George Lucas.
you use it to power your homes.
Yes. And our weapons. Their ships. It's, what the hell do you guys use for power? Is it just...
What are the crystals called?
Kyber crystals?
Kyber.
That- well,
no,
that's
no,
like
those
what
are for
Jedi use.
lightsabers.
The
There's-
lithium crystals of Star Trek.
No. There's ones for hyperspace, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Fusion cores.
Fusion cores.
Fusion cores.
High efficiency fusion cores.
Which is just what? A tiny fusion.
Engine.
Yep,
whatever.
little fusion reactor.
Just little, yeah.
It's like a cold pack. You have to like crush it and then you shake it up.
You crush it and cause a small
Nuclear explosion.
It's very sustainable.
Yeah. Well, if I were an occupying force trying to get rid of the locals, I would cut them off from their power supply.
He just sounds like a good guy, doesn't he?
You would do that? You would do that, son?
That would make them quite easy to conquer, wouldn't it? And that's why I think that whatever is happening here is not natural. It seems too convenient that it would cut you off from the goo. Just going to say it as many times as I can.
I think it'd be
because it's canon.
I think it'd be funnier if we just cut the laughter after goo and put it out as a totally serious.
Just totally fucking
Will you,
straight laced.
Will you tell me more about your goo?
We need more goo, man.
How do you mine for goo?
Can this episode be called Gooer?
They're big,
Yeah.
they're big vacuums.
Gooey.
Gooer.
Well,
Buster.
Misa would agree, but why should they do to themselves? You see the city.
Oh, I think that perhaps what you're failing to understand is that not all humans are part of the same faction.
That's the true. We choose a side long time ago.
The humans that call this place home probably aren't responsible for what's happening. It doesn't seem to be working out quite well for them, does it? I point towards the billowing smoke in the distance.
No, sir, but the queen, she is good to the Gungan. Saruna has been good. When disasters they start, she help us. That's how we get here in the lakes. Without them, no Gungan survive.
So the humans helped you evacuate your city.
Yes. We say help the humans too.
How so?
This is not their planet. We say help them for a long time.
I've heard of this story before.
Well, maybe what we need to know lies in the ruins of his city. In those mines. Maybe there's something there.
Perhaps we should talk to your boss.
You still want to talk to her?
I shrug.
we want like that.
I'm nodding my head no.
That's not gonna work for you. She's very busy.
Oh, but we insist.
All right. Well, what next? I turn towards Rej and Zeta.
We need to find whatever is causing this natural disaster, this sickness.
That may be a matter of time. The scanning results will take time to compile. Additionally, I think we should speak to those who attended Didori 6.
A nod.
Lastly, we should get a report on the status of the Oracle to understand more fully what it requires in order to become spaceworthy.
Montage?
Sure. I think we should also probably reach out. What's the capital of Naboo called?
Feed.
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 The human capital.
Yeah,
The human capital.
The only one that matters.
And
Not wrong.
the other...
I also think we should reach out to Feed and see if we can get permission to enter the city. It'd be nice to speak to the Viceroy, and they also may have some insight as to what's going on here.
I should tell you, they're getting into the city without the queen, impossible. Well, difficult.
I'll reach out to the leadership of Feed and ask permission to enter.
Oh, you are more than welcome.
And I'll send for the Viceroy.
Zeta, perhaps that droid that you took from that you downloaded all that information to onto Dory 6.
Yes.
Perhaps you could curate the information
Yes.
and then allow some of the scientists here to take a look at it. It may assist them in determining if what happened on Dory 6 is happening here.
Yes. I will do that.
Flash to a laboratory aboard the Oracle. It's a beautiful, impeccable Imperial laboratory. Some of the equipment has been replaced, but mostly all still there. And you're looking for atmospheric readings from Chidori 6, from Kani, and from
Naboo.
Naboo. And that will take time, but you instruct some of the biologists aboard, the scientists, to start looking into that. They pull readings from the wandering star as well. Give me a roll for that now.
Sure.
Actually, anyone who wants to help, I feel like everyone could contribute something if they would like.
That's an assess roll.
That'll be
Probably makes more sense that Reesh helps.
Yeah.
yep.
Probably just coordinating any of the hard data that we have.
Yeah.
Not great.
I rolled a 6.
I got an 8.
Okay.
Oh, it's a help out, John. So it's a 7. Do you have a bond?
I don't think. I do have.
You do have a
I
bond.
So it's
Yeah.
a 7.
So 9.
Okay.
9er. Doesn't change the result.
And the scientists get to it.
Great.
Where to next?
I wanted to sort of debrief the people who originally went down to Dory 6 from the Oracle.
Sure.
We can role play every debriefing with every member of the
team.
like I don't know how big the team was, but if it's not huge, then I think I would probably do a one-on-one with each one of them.
Cool. So we see just these flashes of different conversations. And where do they take place?
Probably just like a private, like, like a boardroom, like just a meeting room.
Aboard the ship?
Yeah.
Aspect Incotum allows you to enter the innermost chamber on the ship. It's actually where the Oracle gets its name, because in this chamber, it looked like it used to be several central rooms, but have been modified and walls taken down so that it's this giant open space with this artificial daylight covered ceiling lights.
Cool.
And in the middle, there's this, it looks like this garden where all kinds of growth is surrounding this enormous, like, fungal branch that reaches up and is all gnarled and brown and has a similar texture to it, that bark-like texture around it, as the Tikani and even the Kita have. And you're given this room. It's the sound of flowing water, even moving air to simulate wind, all makes this place, if you close your eyes, you would feel like you're outside. This is a very special place aboard the ship. It looks like it was repaired first, if any repairs were done in this area.
Cool. And that initial away team, was it mostly Takani? Was it like a mix?
Give me a suave.
Sure.
Is anyone else present for these interviews?
I don't know if San wants them to be.
That's fine. Yeah, if anyone wants to.
Yeah, anyone who, anyone
San
who wants
seems
to
like
be there.
the inquisitive one.
Indeed.
I got a 7. And I'm definitely not above using the Force, probably not mind tricking people, but to sort of try to like sense people's deeper emotional states.
Do you want to use the Force to do that?
Sure.
Yeah, give me plus deep.
Here it comes.
No.
Fuck. I rolled an 11, so that's a 13.
Okay. What they share with you, you have these conversations. We see them flash on the screen. San pacing at some points. At sometimes he's sitting on a little wall surrounding the garden. Each interviewing different Takani. And you leave that space. The last Kani walks out the door, and we see San standing there looking up at this growth, this light that silhouettes it. And you feel like you have some of these memories, like just they're in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to know about Jadori 6?
My goal really was to find out what they learned while they were there, to find out if a member of that an away party is responsible for firing that weapon. So did they find the weapon? Like, did they have a sense of what Jadori 6 was or what happened to it? Did they know about Jadori 6 before they got there? Like, maybe as Rish had suggested, like, was it some sort of genetic memory thing? You know?
You also, like, just as a reminder, Zeta had said that he felt the presence of his other Venko there.
Right.
Just wanted you to remember that too.
So that would be the other
Sure.
away team,
Yep.
most likely.
Most likely.
Yeah. So kind of my main goal, like in a very, very basic sense, is to find the traitor, but generally just trying to find out what do they know about Jadori 6.
What the Takani know is that planet did once inhabit other Takani beings. And the memories told them, even you have flashes to, you remember this planet, and it's so similar to even this planet, to Naboo. And you don't know where you remember it from, but it's just this vibrant, lush, you can smell the air. You do close your eyes and you feel like you're outside and imagining this place, this beautiful, beautiful place. And then in your feet, you just start to feel this uncomfortableness, this restless leg, and it travels up your spine. And then as it sort of reaches your crown chakra, you open your eyes and you look at the oracle, this fungal growth, and there's no life. The force is not moving through it. And you imagine yourself back on Jadori 6 and seeing that gray zone, that blighted area of the planet that no life survived.
I know we talked about the Oracle in the session 0, how it was kind of secretly dead. Did my character already know that previous to this event that just occurred?
You weren't sure.
Okay.
But now you are.
Now I am. Okay. Do I think it, and just to be clear, I don't think it's because of Jadori 6, do I?
No.
Okay. All right.
It's been dead.
Okay. All right.
There was an away team. You see yourself on that planet. You remember the ships that were going down. They split up, and you did not see the other, the ship from the Void Dancer until you met back up in the atmosphere and shared findings.
Mm-hmm. But none of these people who I've interviewed said anything about going into a facility.
No.
Okay. Did any of them mention, so I know that they at least subconsciously or, whatever, knew that this was at one point a Takani planet. Did they encounter any Takani while they were there? Like
No.
we did? Okay.
No.
All right. Cool. All right. That's probably enough for me for now.
Cool.
Hogging all the microphone.
No, that's good. That's good because I think that it's good for these guys to all know too, even if their characters don't
Agreed.
know it yet.
Well, I'll definitely tell them all that.
Yep.
We'll do that scene
We'll put it
after the montage.
Put it at the end of the episode. Just kidding.
What are you doing, John?
Rij reaches out to the Force, to Viceroy Dosh, his people, or maybe an assistant or something.
They tell you the names of a couple of the Keda that went with Viceroy Dosh into the city, and you reach out to them with using the ship's
Holopad or whatever.
communication. It gets relayed through the Naboo tower. It seems like the radio infrastructure on this planet has been all messed up, so you're almost bouncing off of multiple. It's
Like
the same
repeaters, yeah.
the same thing you do in the asteroid field.
And I asked for an audience when he gets back.
Okay.
Is there any indication he's going to be soon, or is he going to be a while in Theed?
The Kata that you talked to said that they say communications come in from the city about once a day. So you should hear back tomorrow, 24 hours, a unit.
Yep. And then he's going to try to locate where the Void Dancer went. Maybe go to the bridge.
Yep.
And where like the war room is, where the big playing table with the hollow map of the local star system.
There are some other Kata in there as well, working on some of the mechanics. But give me a roll. Get into some of your some of the sensor logs.
Probably a what is it?
Kani.
Yeah, the assess.
Yep.
9.
Give me a question. I'll give you something else too after.
What do I notice despite an effort to conceal it?
The Void Dancer has checked in, seems to check in regularly. There was a point in time where it was the same time every day. So the first like 3 days it was gone. It checked in regularly with its status. And then the time signatures on the last like 2 messages, let's say 2 days, have been at different intervals in time, which could suggest that they're further away than just nearby systems looking for calamite.
Okay.
Are you trying to figure out what Dosh is up to, or just what the Void Dancer is doing?
More what Dosh is up to. I just wanted to know that the Void Dancer was still checking in and kind of.
It seems to be still regularly, but Dosh is here, along with you know that he always travels with some of his entourage. It is weird that he's there and not here, but almost it's weird that he's on the planet and not with the Void Dancer.
Yeah, I am in the bridge, and maybe it's a couple Kita around.
Sure.
The same. So Dosh decided not to go scraping around the sector looking for calamite, huh?
No. He said he had a responsibility to the Oracle. He said he's talking with the. Give me a fortune roll.
6. Mark experience?
Mark experience.
I level up.
No, actually, yeah. Mark experience, because they're not going to be good.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah, there was, honestly, there's quite a few that were questioning Dosh on our way here. I think he's done a good job at keeping us safe. Some people didn't agree with him. Kind of think they wanted to hitch and run. I don't even know if they'll be back.
Who are the Kani?
Kita, some of us. Some of your friends, actually.
You think the Void Dancer isn't coming back?
I don't know.
They're still checking in, aren't they?
They are. But we need allies. We need people who trust the Viceroy. He got us this far. And the Takani, they couldn't fly that thing without us.
Maybe. But it's not just Viceroy who got us this far.
I know.
The Counselor and the Aspects. They played their part. We all played our part. Kani was home to all of us, whether in the stars or on the ground.
Well, they're here now. There's not many of them left. The Venko need calamite.
And we need the Takani. And the Takani need a home. There may be many Kita, but without the Takani, we cannot reproduce.
Give me Suave.
Okay. I'm really good at that.
Give more XP.
+1.
Ooh, nice.
9.
+1.
Yeah. A -1.
Younger Kita nods his head and turns back to his console, takes a look at another technician that's working on some panels, and as soon as he makes eye contact, the other one turns and looks down. But this fellow that you talk to seems to be in thought.
So the younger one nodded to what I was saying and then looked at another guy and then
Seemed to resign and accept your argument, and the other one is sort of doesn't respond to him, avoids responding.
Well, I'll have I'll talk with the Viceroy when he comes back.
I'll make sure your message is delivered.
Good.
As you go to leave the room, just as that door is closing behind you, you see that other one like stand up and turn to the other and like start walking towards him as you walk out.
The one that was working on the panel or whatever.
We see Rij walk out of the room.
That was sketchy, S3. I don't know what's going on. There's a darkness. Some sort of... I don't know. The planet, our people, we're splitting apart. I can feel it. Yeah, I know. I'm always a pessimist. All right, let's get down. That's hard doing this voice.
That's an appropriate sound for.
You're not used to unfiltered air.
Yeah. This gravity is getting to me. Be back in the stars in no time.
There's subtitles that appear under a whistle from S3. It says, "Maybe you should stop smoking death sticks."
It's the only thing that keeps me going, S3.
What branding? Who's like, let's call them death sticks.
Cool. Is there another scene I want to?
I have one that I was going to include Matt in, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to jump back to Dan first. For the
I was thinking that's going to take some time.
Okay.
Put a pin in it.
Maybe you guys do some other stuff.
Yeah.
Before you come back.
Cool.
I like
cool. Okay. I wanted to reach out to the to Feed, go through proper ambassador type channels, and probably can't get a immediate teleconference with the Queen, but some high ranking official.
Give me a suave.
And the goal would be right now to basically just get a holovid conference. And I was
Zoom call.
A Zoom call. I mean, you got to do a holo call in Star Trek, right? I mean, whatever this game is called.
That's a good one.
Got a 6, but if it's apply leverage, it counts as a 7.
I'm going to say no because you don't have any leverage.
Then I failed. Then I got experience.
Mark XP.
Guess we're gonna have to break in.
And I was going to have General Gallo there with me when I made this call.
You are told that you need the radio frequencies are limited, and if you want to reach out to Theed Command, it needs to any of those communications need to go through the boss Leone. Any of those communications need to go through boss Leone.
After I get off the comm, I look to you and I say, and boss Leone is too busy to see us.
For you, yes. That's what I'm here for.
Well, how do we get into the city? How do we get an audience with the Queen?
With the Queen? You can't? Maybe I can call a favor. There's Captain Coral. He's the one he come for the Viceroy. He's not so easy, though.
He brought the Viceroy to the city? This Captain Coral?
Yes. He's a personal bodyguard of the Queen.
And you know him?
Of dealings.
So what would he want?
Him.
What would you want?
Me. I'd like to help the Gungan. And I think you and that ship can do that.
I'm sure that my friends would be willing to help you. but a word of advice. I believe, I sense that there are forces at work on this planet that are trying to prevent your people from returning to your home. Be careful who you tell about what you want to do, or you may find obstacles put in your path.
I think those obstacles are here already.
Who are they?
It's a who and a what.
All right.
If you think a weapon did this, then it's a who. We Gungan, we think it's the planet.
You think the planet is trying to expel you?
No. Make us stronger. We adapt. Millennia we've been here. Things come, they go. They change, they stay the same.
But it appears to be the Gungan who are suffering more from this, though. The humans in Theed don't need goo.
No, they wish they could. They suffer too. There's not much in there. Over time, less comes out. You know what that tells us? They slowly starve.
Why won't they just leave? Or import food?
That's a good question. Maybe your viceroy, he's finding out.
Yes, I suppose we should go talk to Zeta and Rij and see what they've learned. And we can talk about what we can do to help your Gungans.
And what we can do for you.
I nod.
It seemed like the Tekani, they're looking for what we have. A home. It's not here.
Not for them, no.
What they need.
They know that, though.
What they need is help to get away, yes?
They need time and shelter to repair the ship.
And the Gungans can provide. If you can help us, if they can help us, we can help them. Speed your trip. Find them home.
I nod.
You, though, what is it you want?
Ultimate power.
It is, not often we Gungans see humans work with...
Oh, you've guessed my secret. I'm not a Takani. No, I joined this fleet a little over a year ago. And if I'm being perfectly honest, my initial reason for joining it was safety. I saw a group that was aligned in the same way I was, neither Republic nor Imperial. A group that together offered each other a sense of community and safety. The Takani are a fascinating species, but they are dying. There is maybe a few hundred of them remaining. They seek a new world where they can survive, and that world is probably not somewhere where I will remain. But for the time being, we work together because we have the same goal, to be safe.
Safety in numbers?
I've found that it is best to ally yourself with others that are not like you. That way, your skills can complement each other. Rij and Zeta are as far from like me as any I've ever met, and yet we work well as a team. I think that at one point in your history, this was true on Naboo as well, yes?
Very.
I nod.
There was plenty to share.
Well, I hope that we can help you to get that back. And much like my reason for being with the fleet is to remain safe, my reason for helping you is the same. You've said it yourself. You can offer us protection while we're here. So I'm willing to do what I can to help you as well.
Good.
Back on the bridge, we see Rij still typing away. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You left the bridge.
One thing actually I wanted to do was send a communication to the guillotine to
Okay.
rendezvous at Naboo.
Um,
While at that map, kind of looking at the signals from the Void Dancer, he sends out a long distance communication to the guillotine.
you're back on the Wandering Star.
Yep.
With your long range tag.
Yep. That should get there, Caldo. Hopefully. Do whatever mess this atmosphere is causing.
I'll send it. We're back in that central room on the Oracle. We see San and General Gallo talking. As they're looking at the garden, the light above, the ground under their feet, the walls around them, the ceiling above them, all creak and rock violently. Things, soil and rock, things on tables and platforms all fall down. We hear metal clanging and clunking. We cut to a couple different parts of the ship. Tools and people sliding along the floor. Rij, you get a comm from Zeta.
You hear it on yours as well, San.
Okay.
The Oracle is taking on water.
We'll find out what happens next time.
No. Someone get the pumps. Mail water. Seal off the deck.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Wings of Kani. Intro and outro music by Galactic Empire. Check them out at Galactic Empire Official on social media. Our Nasty Graham theme music by A Wilhelm Scream. Dramatic voiceover by Liv. Check her out at Musings of a Polyhedron on Substack. Check us out on nastygrahampod.com. You can get full bios of all the cast. You can get all the links to our social media, links to the feed with all of our back content. So head on over, check out the Nastygram Lounge on Facebook, and chat with us, and tell us your favorite force powers.
That's nasty.